Hello students, today we will continue our discussion on atomic structure. This is the lecture number 3 presented by me, Pranit Ghatak. Okay, so we have to discuss two topics. Okay, number 1 is de Broglie equation, or what we can say de Broglie hypothesis, number 1, and number 2 is the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Okay, so the topic of the day is number 1 de Broglie hypothesis, and number 2 is Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Okay, so let's start the discussion today. So what is de Broglie equation? What is de Broglie equation? So there are some properties of the elements as well as the subatomic species that cannot be described or explained with the help of particle theory. So we have to discuss it by the considering another new theory. Okay, so this new theory was brought up by this de Broglie. Okay, so de Broglie was a scientist and he gave an equation and hypothesis. So what I have did, so de Broglie equation is one of the equation that is commonly used to define the wave properties of a matter. It basically describes the wave nature of the electron. Okay, so de Broglie was one of the pioneer scientists in the quantum mechanics who have described the wave nature as well as the particle nature duality for the microscopic element as well as the subatomic element, namely the electrons. For electrons, he have described it. The electrons may have exist in two ways, that is exist dual nature of a particle as well as the wave. So electromagnetic radiation, what he have said that electromagnetic radiation exhibit dual nature, that is a particle having a particle nature, that is having a momentum, and a wave nature that is expressed in frequency and wavelength. So according to de Broglie or de Broglie hypothesis, he have said that states that the electrons as well as the microscopic radiation, microscopic element and electromagnetic radiation exhibit dual nature, that is one is particle nature having a momentum and other is wave nature that expressed in frequency and wavelength. So okay, so the electrons, we know the electrons as well as the electromagnetic radiations or the microscopic elements of subatomic species have dual nature, that is a dual nature. Number 1 is wave nature and number 2 is particle nature. Okay, particle nature and wave nature. Okay, so that is why we cannot define all the properties of the electrons or the elements of the subatomic species by only considering the particles nature. Okay, particle properties or particles nature of the electrons. That is why we have to consider the both form of the electrons, that is the wave nature as well as the particle nature. According to this law or this theory, de Broglie has given an equation. Okay, so we have to look for the equation as well. So de Broglie have given a wavelength, okay, or a wavelength of an equation in form of equation, that is the lambda is equal to h by p. Okay, here lambda is the wavelength, okay, lambda is the wavelength, h is the Planck constant, which is the value of 6.626 in 10 to the power minus 34 joule per second or joule second. Okay, here it is remembered that 6.626, or we can write it as 6.63. okay, as this 6 number is greater than 5. Okay, so we can write it as 3 as well. Okay, so where lambda is h by p, he have given an equation like that. Equation is states that lambda is equal to h by p, where lambda is a wavelength, h is a Planck constant. This Planck constant was initiated by the black body radiation and named after the scientist Max Planck. Okay, and have the value of 6.626 in 10 to the power minus 34 joule second. Okay, and p is the momentum, and as we know, p is equal to mv, that is mass into velocity. So we can write p is equal to mv, so we can write h by mv. Okay, so here m is equal to mass and v is equal to speed. So that is how we can write the de Broglie equation as lambda is equal to h by p. That is, we can write this equation. From this equation we can easily substitute p with mv. that is lambda is equal to h by mv. So that is the de Broglie equation, or we can say de Broglie wavelength. So this wavelength is called the de Broglie wavelength. Okay, and in this picture we are showing that the electrons are moving around the nucleus in like a wave nature. Okay, this is the wave nature, this is the wave nature. By this wave nature the electrons can move. Okay, so electrons can move by two ways. Number one is a particle in the particle format, as well as in the wave format, okay, in the wave format as well. So electrons are exist in two ways, that is in particle nature as well as the wave nature. In the wave nature, the wavelength of the electron will be h by p, that is the h by mv. Okay, so the next topic is Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Okay, in the later part of the 19th century, the Newtonian mechanics as well as the Maxwell equations of electromagnetism as well as thermodynamics were thought no basic laws were left to undiscovered. No basic laws were left to discover. Okay, so here this Newtonian mechanics as well as the Maxwellian equation as well as the thermodynamics of electromagnetism cannot explain or cannot go further experiment on the basis of the basic law. Okay, so that is why the new approach was to be needed. Okay, that is why in 1927 the Werner Heisenberg formulated a uncertainty principle in which he described the nature of uncertainty. Okay, so in this way Werner Heisenberg have formulated his uncertainty principle. By this uncertainty principle he have given the nature of determinacy. Okay, in his equation what he have stated, or in his Heisenberg uncertainty principle, according to Heisenberg uncertainty principle, it states that the position and the velocity of a macroscopic element cannot be both measurable exactly at the same time, or what we can say the position and the velocity of a microscopic element of a microscopic element cannot be measured precisely and accurately at the same time. Okay, so according to uncertainty principle of Heisenberg, what it states that the position and the velocity of a microscopic element, remember microscopic, not for the microscopic. Okay, this for microscopic element, the position and the velocity of a microscopic element cannot be measured exactly and precisely or accurately at the same time. Okay, so uncertainty principle derives from the measurement problem. Okay, it intimate connections between the wave and the particle nature of the quantum objects. Remember here the quantum objects mean the microscopic element. Okay, this is not be valid, this uncertainty principle will not be valid for the microscopic element like us, our world, our physical world, that is the earth or buses, what we are seeing the mobile, seeing the laptops, we are seeing the blackboards, books, all of these are macroscopic element. Even ourselves are the macroscopic element. Okay, but the subatomic elements like protons, electrons, positons, neutrinos, okay, all of these things are macroscopic element or microscopic element. So this uncertainty principle is only valid for the macroscopic element. So what is saying the uncertainty principle? According to uncertainty principle, the position and the velocity of a microscopic element cannot be measured simultaneously and precisely, okay, at the same time. Okay, we cannot tell the position and the velocity of a microscopic element both at the same time exactly and precisely, okay, or accurately. So there are two forms of uncertainty relations. Number one is there is delta x, that is the delta x and delta p is greater than or equal to h cut by 2. Here del x and del p, that means the del x is the uncertainty is in the position in x coordinate, okay, or we can say simply del x is the uncertainty in the position of an object and del p is the uncertainty in the momentum of the object. Okay, so del x is the uncertainty in the position of the object and del p is the uncertainty in the momentum of the object. and h is the Planck constant, which has the value of 6.626 in 10 to the power minus 34 joule second. Okay. So here del x and del p, del x into del p, that is greater than or equal to h cut by 2. Remember, in the book you have to find that this equation as del x into del p is greater than or equal to h by 4 pi. Okay, and here I am showing that del x and del p is greater than or equal to h cut by 2. Remember, both of the equations are correct and exactly the same. Okay, because this h cut means h by 2 pi. Okay, so when we use this equation and replace this, when we use this equation and replace the h cut with h by 2 pi, we are getting this equation from here to there. Okay, so del x and del p is equal greater than or equal to h cut by 2, or del x or into del p is greater than or equal to h by 4 pi. Here h cut is equal to h by 2 pi. Okay, remember this thing. And this is the one form of the uncertainty relation, and the other form of the uncertainty relation is the energy and time relation. Okay, where the delta E is the uncertainty in case of energy, uncertainty of energy, and delta T is the uncertainty in case of time. Okay, when you go further into the studies in the higher classes, you will know that this energy and time relation is not perfect for the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, but it is one type of uncertainty as well. Okay, so energy and time relation, due to the energy and time relation, what is gives that it gives del E, that is the uncertainty in energy, into delta T, that uncertainty in time is greater than or equal to h cut, that is h by 2 pi. Okay, so we have discussed today the de Broglie hypothesis and the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Okay, so I hope you guys have understood this very well. If you have any doubt, feel free to contact me. Okay, thank you very much.